Welcome to Creatives Grab Coffee, the podcast on the business of video production.
Creatives Grab Coffee is hosted by Dario Nouri and Kirill Lazarov from Labs Productions. Our goal is to share knowledge and experiences from video production professionals around the world. Whether you're a freelancer looking to start your own business or a seasoned business owner aiming to scale your company, this is the show for you.
Join us as we develop a community of like-minded creatives looking to learn and help each other grow. Welcome to the business of video production. Welcome to Creatives Grab Coffee.
Before we get started with the show, let's go over today's sponsors.
Do you have a shoot in Toronto? Do you need crew or a strong production partner to help you with your project? Labs Productions is one of the top production companies in Toronto and your go-to video partner.
With our strong creative skills and extensive network, we can help you achieve your goal. Labs Productions is able to offer you production services, white label services, or finder fees for project handoffs.
Reach out to us on our website at lapsproductions.com to learn more.
My name is Miran. Welcome to Canada Film Equipment. We are a boutique rental house based in Toronto. We are here to help you guys out with all production sizes. Feel free to contact us to get a quote if you are a production house and you're looking for lighting, camera packages, or lighting and grid fan packages. You can see our contact information in the link below. We are more than happy to help you guys out. Make sure you follow and subscribe to creativesgrabcoffee.com. Thank you.
Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Matt. Welcome to Audio Process. We are a boutique audio company doing location sound design, post-sound, ADR, Foley. We service equipment. We do all your audio needs here in Toronto. We got you covered. Come on down, audioprocess.ca. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and all of the other internet things to creativesgrabcoffee.com. They'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you, and we're all gonna have a real good time.
And now, let's begin the show.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Creatives Grab Coffee. Today we have N'tchidjè from Great Things Studios. N'tchidjè, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Dario, for welcoming me. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you for coming on. And again, today, Kirill's not here, guys, because he's on vacation. And I actually found out that N'tchidjè's partner was also on vacation, too, so we're in the same boat.
Yeah. It's the middle of the summer, vacation time.
Yeah, it's funny, though, because when people listen to this, it's going to be coming out at the end of October. But yeah, we are recording this in early July. So let's just get a little bit of background on you. Like, how'd you get into the video industry?
Oh, wow, good question. Well, I'm N'tchidjè, producer, co-founder at Great Things Studios, and we're a video production company based in Montreal. And how we got started in the video industry, it's a funny story because I started as a sound engineer, right? I opened my first studio at home in 2003. It was a little home-based studio, and I used to rap, me and my business partner, Jean, right? He's not here today, he's on vacation, but we used to be rappers, so we started to beat making, doing music and stuffs like that. This is when I was in college, while I was studying 3D animation. And I finished school around 2006 and started working in the gaming industry. And at the same time, I had my little home-based recording studio, right? I worked in the gaming industry for a year and a half, and then one day I just came to the office and they fired 40 people.
Wow.
And I was part of that batch, right? During these days, 2006, 2007 was the golden age of the gaming industry in Montreal. A lot of studios from all over the world came to Montreal and built spaces. But sometimes when they have a big contract, they hire hundreds of people, and when they lose or they're done with the contract, they let them go abruptly. So it was kind of a roller coaster in those days, and I was part of that. So I lost my job in the gaming industry, and at least I had my little home studio. So at the same time, I decided to go all into music production. So my partner and I, we opened our first studio called Great Things Studios, the same team as we have now. And we started doing recording, music, mixing, mastering. We work with local artists and international artists. Local artists like Sans Pression, Banyus Brown, and international artists, French rappers, La Fouine, for instance, right? So we had a good run in the music industry. And some of the artists started asking us, oh, can you guys do music videos, right? And at that time, there was a few guys that were killing it that was around 2008 in music videos. Guys like Justin Augustin, 16 Pads. That was like the two brands that I remember that were like killing it in the music video game in Montreal. So I used to refer people to them. I'll go see Justin, go see this guy from 16 Pad, find them on Facebook. That was the beginning of Facebook also. And one day I remember one of my clients said, "Oh, can you do a music video?" And I said, "Yeah, I can do it." So I just say yes, but it wasn't part of officially of our services. I just say, yes, I can do it.
Well, what made you, instead of referring it, what made you take it on yourself?
Multiple reasons. I was like, I always wanted to, from afar, I always wanted to be part of the video industry somehow. Since I worked in the video game, I always thought to myself, if I can do video games, I can do video production. Because the
Nice.
processes are the same. It's in school we learn pre-production, production, post-production. It's the same process to do a video game than to do a video. So I just translated those knowledge into another industry. And anyways, when you study in video game 3D animation, you have to do a bit of video production. So they teach you about video editing, how to do a script, how to configure a camera, a bit of photography principle and stuff like that. Because you need an eye for art. You need an eye for visual when you go into the 3D world. Anyways, so I just transposed those knowledge, right? I recycled them. So that same night, I went on eBay and bought my first camera, the JVC HD 100. Do you know about this camera?
I think I've seen a picture too, but it's before my time.
Yeah, it was a broadcast camera that was very popular around 2006, 2007, and it was way too overpriced in those days. I think it was like $15,000 or $20,000 around 2000. No, I think this camera is from 2004 and 5. We'll have to Google it a bit later. But I bought it in 2009 on eBay used for $1,500, including a Pelican case.
Nice.
That I still have to this day, by the way. It's a souvenir. The camera arrived, and I practiced on one of my friend. One of my friend was a rapper. I did a quick music video on him just to practice, and then we got the gig, right? And in those days, I don't remember how much we charged, but it was for full music videos, a whole day of shoot. I think we charged like $500.
Oh my God. Didn't even make the
like
money
that.
back on the camera.
Not even, right? But I just wanted to, I was way younger and hungry, so I wanted to get into the industry. And we shot this video, and this is how we started shooting videos, 2009. And we did music videos all the way to 2014. And in 2014, we decided to transition. We can't live off music videos. Especially in Montreal, it's a smaller market. If we were in the States, probably like Atlanta, New York, or maybe even Toronto or Vancouver, maybe. I mean, you guys are from Toronto. How was the music video industry there?
I'm not too familiar with the music scene here, but I think a lot of people try to do the same thing you did. So, can't be that good.
Transitioning from
music videos
to
out of
corporate.
Yeah.
It's fun, you know. It's fun, but does it pay the bill? Does it build a business? I'm not sure. Unless you're a very niche music video director with very funky visual, you're like sought after, then you can charge whatever and work with worldwide artists. But if you're not into a very niche, very artsy, very specific style, I think it's hard to run a business just doing music videos. So we started transitioning around 2014 into the corporate world.
Nice. Okay, so you get into corporate, and just tell me a little bit about when you get into it. 2014, you said?
Yeah.
Which is also
that was
when
our
we
transition
started.
years.
That's when we started in video production as well. Because for us, we had just graduated from Ryerson at the time, and we were like, let's start this business.
That's a film school in Toronto?
They have a film side, but we went to business. So we went to Ryerson for business. Yeah. And what we were doing was we kind of turned it into a hobby midway through school. So then we just decided to, like, we were doing videos for the student groups there, and we were getting paid for it. So that kind of gave us like a little bit of like motivation and hope to go like, hey, we can make a living out of this, right? And luckily, because of that, we were also building like a portfolio that was like still in the corporate space in a way, right? So graduated, and then we got lucky with a couple of big clients, and then we just kind of went from there.
Wow. So you went straight into corporate right after school?
Yeah. Like we did like a music video or two, but like it wasn't like our main focus or anything. It was always like to help a friend of ours out or something like that. But for us, in terms of like growing in the corporate space, it was very slow, and we kind of plateaued for a couple of years too. It wasn't until the pandemic that we really took a look at how we were running our business, and then kind of like restructured. And then from there, we actually started to grow and become like an official business, right? Like it was actually thanks to this podcast, because we started inviting all the top people from Toronto on and just picking their brain. And then we're like, oh, okay, that's how you run a business, not whatever we were doing. That's not running a business. That's just messing around.
Yeah. That's very interesting what you're saying. It's exactly the same path for us. From 2014 to 2020, we had a slight rise, and then we kind of plateaued. And when the pandemic started, we thought it was the end for us. I remember in March 2020 receiving a bunch of emails and phone calls to cancel shoots. I was tripping. Like, I was telling my partner, Jean, bro, everyone's canceling. They want a refund on down payments, or they put shoot on hold. Not sure it's going to move forward. I was panicking, thinking like, oh man, in the next 30 days, they'll ask for a refund. We lost 90% of our business from March to April 2020. I thought it was done. We're like, okay, we're fried. We have to go back to a 9 to 5.
Yeah, that was us too. We lost 100%. Like we had nothing, like legitimately no work from when did we shut down? March to August.
March 25th. I will never forget that day when the minister said, "Everyone go home. It's done."
Good luck.
So, you lost 100.
We had nothing, man. Like in hindsight, what we should have done at the time was try to pivot into animation work, or figure out remote, like reach out to our clients and start pitching them remote earlier, right? Because that's what other people were doing.
Well, you know what was the 10% left we had? We lost 90%, and that 10%, that trickle cash flow, no, it wasn't animation. It was just reminders of editing work we had from past retainers.
Oh, right.
So that was the 10%, like just big projects that were not completed yet. We had a very big client, a client from Toronto, as a matter of fact, that we closed all the way from Montreal to Toronto. We had hundreds of videos to edit for them. So that kept us barely afloat for like 3 months. April, March, May, nothing. No phone call, no leads, no nothing, no. Even when we try to reach people, they're like, nah, we're not shooting. We're like, oh shit, we're done.
Did you guys have a lot of overhead? Did you have like an office or anything like that?
Yes, we had an office. And I remember in that time, I had an office and a full-time editor.
Oh, man.
So we had to let go the editor. And that's not a good meeting to have, right? I had to call him, come see me, and then I had to say, listen, man, you know what it is. We love you, we like you, we had a great time, but we have to let you go. We lost 90% of our business. We can barely keep the lights on. So that was a very hard discussion to have with, and I really like this editor. And as a matter of fact, after the pandemic, I wanted to bring him back on board, but he found a job at another way much bigger company. But I mean, it just to show you the impact that it had. So we had to let the editor go. So this is what happened. March, April, May, and in June, we had a lead coming in from the medical industry. We had a bit of experience in the medical industry, but not that much, just a bit. So this guy come in, I think I will need you guys for a series of live videos and stuff like that. We're like, yeah, we do this, we do live, don't worry, we got this. The truth is we didn't have much experience in live, but we needed clients, so we're like, yeah, let's do this. And then this thing, wow. From 2020 to 2023, it just doubled our business.
Nice. That's good.
So the pandemic was very, like, kind of a curse and a blessing. It kind of reset our business. And it restructured our whole portfolio of clients. And it was a fascinating time. So it doubled our business that we had right before the pandemic. And since then, we keep maintaining this. I mean, now 60% of our clients are, no, not 60% of our clients, 60% of our income is from the medical field.
Oh, wow. So you're almost like niching down, or you niche down almost into medical then.
Yeah. Without noticing
varied?
it, this is what happened. We kind of niched down, yeah.
Were you more varied before the pandemic?
Yeah, before the pandemic, it was very spread across multiple industries. We had a bit of medical, we had a bit of non-for-profit, we had a bit of tech, we had a bit of industrial, we had a bit of, all sorts of different industry. And after the pandemic, it became 60% medical and 40% a mix of other stuffs.
You mentioned you did you went through some restructuring. Like what kind of restructuring did you go through as a result of the pandemic?
It's really adding these new AV services.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because before the pandemic, we were strictly a boutique video production, right? So when people call us, we say, listen, we're a video production company, and there's 3 types of content that we do. We either help you increase your sales, we help you with recruitment, or we'll help you with training. Train your staff or train your clients on how to use your product or services. So, but all of this is corporate videos, pre-recorded content, right? We go to your office, we shoot content, a few talking head with the CEO, with the VP, with the employees, and we mix all of this. But what happened during the pandemic is we started to go into live, because everything was locked. Everything was locked at home, and the medical industry, doctors in very specific field needed to still push their content through the pandemic. So they needed this expertise on how to live stream live surgeries or live training, formation, and stuff like that throughout the pandemic. Stuff that they usually do in person, like doctors or trainees, they come to them at the hospital or whatever to actually see how it's done. But during the pandemic, it was less feasible. So we rebuilt our whole services around AV services, doing live production. So we went from 95% pre-recorded content during the pandemic to almost 80% of live stuff. So we developed
big switch.
It's a big switch, right? So in a few months, we had to learn a whole new workflow, how to go live, how to live switch, right? Because when you're in Adobe Premiere, you can take your time and do the perfect editing. But in live is live. There's no second take. If you mess up your camera switch, it's been seen by 300 people live.
Yeah.
So we had to learn all of this, how to live switch, how to live grade, how to grade multiple cameras fast, different lenses, The worst is different sensors. Trying to match a Panasonic and a Sony. Don't try that.
I didn't even think that was a thing, like being able to color grade on the go. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we have to learn all sort of stuffs that we used to do in post, but now we have to do it in production. Live edit, live color grade, same thing, even reframing. When you do live stuff, you can't reframe the same way than when something is pre-recorded. You have to be more subtle, pan, tilt very differently. We had to learn to work with PTZs, robot cameras. So we had to learn networking, IP stuffs, how to work with IP, switch, how to configure remote cameras, and all this stuff. So we had to learn bit focus companion, all this stuff very fast, very fast. But it helped us to develop this expertise and get into that industry, you know. So I think it was a curse because we got very scared, but a blessing because it helped us to sustain and have a better business now.
So what do you think is like the main lesson you learned from that pivot?
Main lesson, well, always be ready to learn. Things are changing. Sometimes things are changing very fast, abruptly, and you get caught off guard. Imagine, because sometimes I think about it and I tell to my associate Jean, imagine if we didn't pivot fast into live production. Or some of the people you said that transition into animation. Or into whatever other parallel services you could offer during those times. You had to pivot fast. You have 3 to 6 month window to restructure your whole workflow or your whole way of thinking about something so you can hop into a new category of clients or a new industry. It's still video production. It's just a different way to do it, right? Mm-hmm. Now the new thing is AI.
Yeah, there's I mean, we've talked about it many times on the episode. I like getting other people's takes on it because I feel like, for me personally, it could go either way with AI. It could get to the point where it's just an extra tool in our toolbox. It just helps small businesses like ours just be more efficient and more productive and like better at getting work, closing projects and everything. Or it could get to the point where it could shut us out. I think it's in that stage right now. What do you think?
Well, I have a lot of thought about AI, but I'm just curious, how did you guys, what happened for you during the pandemic? Before hopping on the AI topic, how did you guys maintain the same services, or how did you guys pivot?
So
you said it helped you to structure your business properly.
Well, so what happened was the pandemic kind of put us in a place where we had no work and we were kind of just losing our minds. So we were like, we need to start doing something to become productive, because it was like there was nothing to do, and there's only so much, Call of Duty Warzone you can play before you're like, I gotta get my shit together, like I'm a grown-ass man, what am I doing in my life? So we tried to do a podcast with a friend of ours, and then we were like, we can't release this because we'll get canceled at some point. So then we're like, why don't we just focus on video production, right? So
Why would you get canceled? What was the topics?
You know when you talk with your friends, you're this stuff can never get out. It was like
too wild.
Too wild. I'm like, this is fun in a group, but if this ever gets, I'm like, I'm not a comedian by profession, so I can't live on this, But anyways, like doing that made us go like, hey, you know what? I think we can do a podcast. Let's just do it maybe on our industry, right? So then I started reaching out to all the top companies in Toronto. Like that year we had, I think, 12 guests come on. And I literally just went through, like, I just typed in video production Toronto and I went through the first 2 pages and I invited everyone from there, right? And just listening to all these people talk about how they run their businesses, the things they've gone through and everything, just that little history. That's why I always like to hear a person's like history and how they got into the business and everything. And just being able to chat with them, like, really made us look at what we were doing with our company Labs and go like, what we were doing before is like, it's like two kids that didn't know what they were doing. So we really just started looking at it through a fresh pair of eyes and just, we rebuilt it from the ground up. We just laid new foundation and everything and focused on SEO, sales. Like, I guess what we did was we turned, we adopted a mindset of constant improvement. So everything we do now is always about trying to improve whatever it is, right? And that really
1 degree here, 1 degree here, 1 degree here, 1 degree here.
Yeah, like I always think back to that Will Smith talk about how he was talking about building a wall, and you don't do you don't try to build it all in one day. You just do like a brick a day, and then before you know it, you got the wall. So I've always tried to apply that mindset to the stuff we do, and we grew like we were stuck. I'm not even lying. Like beginning of 2020, like I was like, I don't know. Actually, beginning of 2020 was looking good because we had things that were coming lined up. But before that, in 2019, I was like, man, like we plateaued for the last 3 years, and it's like, I think it might get to the point where we might have to just break this thing up because I don't think it's sustainable. So we grew from that. Like, I'm not even joking. Our business grew like 5 times that amount to what it is today. Just
During
because
the
we
pandemic?
from pandemic and before, from that point that we were stuck at to now, like we've grown 5 times, which is not like a crazy amount still, but like considering where we were at.
That's very good.
Yeah, and it just came from this podcast, really. So every time we talk to someone, if there's always like every podcast we do, there's always at least one piece of advice or an idea in there somewhere.
A nugget.
A nugget of gold that I'm like, I'm going to test that out. That sounds like a great idea, you know? And then I start to implement it and then implement it slowly sometimes, but eventually I get to it and then I notice improvements from it, right? So that's kind of
This is super smart.
Yeah, that's why I want to keep this, like, just out of respect to the show. I can't stop at any time because I'm like, man, like if it wasn't for this podcast, like I don't even know if I'd still be doing video right now. I'd probably be freelancing somewhere just doing that, like, or I would have gotten another job, right? So I don't know, it really helped us get our shit together in a way. But yeah, like we didn't have like a moment like yours where it's like, oh, new business, new that. What really helped us is just get our shit together, and then we kind of stayed to doing what we were doing before. We just perfected it in a way.
What is the thing that you've seen had the biggest improvement in that 5x? What was the 2x or the 3x move? 'Cause I know it's the cumulative effort of multiple stuffs.
Yeah.
Well, what is the one thing that you think that was, okay, this is a noticeable improvement in getting more leads or getting more closing rate? Or what is your thing that really brought you closer to the 5x?
I'll give you 2 answers for that. The first one would be overcoming my own personal barriers, like mental barriers, because I feel like I was my own worst enemy at times, like just being lazy or not being productive. So that's like the main thing. The other more professional business answer would be really focusing on SEO. That really changed the game for us. And it was a slow process too. Like, I mean, so after we did the first season of the show, at that point we're like, hey, you know what? Work's coming back in again. The country was starting to open up in a way. So we had work coming in, and we took 2021 to just apply the lessons we learned at the end, because we launched the show in September. So by the time it was wrapped, it was like already December, and I was like, let's just take 2021. But we didn't even think about doing a season 2, to be honest with you. We're like, okay, that's done. Let's just focus on applying what we learned.
Getting back to business.
Yeah, and then after that, so yeah, I started building the website up, and actually in a couple months I noticed that we had gone up from like page 55. I actually found us. We were like on page 55 at the time for like Video Production Toronto, and I was able to bring us up to page 6 in the span of 3.5 months. And I was like, oh, so SEO really does work. Okay, interesting. So I started focusing on that a lot, and I checked recently. So now this is July 2025. We're talking about for our listeners. Yeah. And we should be on the first page. Somehow we made it to the first page. I think that was a mix of Google AdWords and our SEO. But yeah, we're finally there after all this time. Like
that coveted #1 spot, first page, being in the top 10.
oh my God,
Congrats,
it's been a dream of mine since like 2020. But SEO, like you really have to keep an eye on it because, like for example, I would say around the end of 2023 to all of 2024, something happened and we really dropped in the rankings. Like I'm talking, we were fluctuating in weird spots. Like we dropped from like top of page 2, we went to page 3. At one point we were on page 4, and then now I don't know what happened differently, but we were able to kind of go back up to page 2 this year, and then recently we managed to get to page 1. But yeah, like if you got to keep an eye on your SEO, I don't, that could have been a mix of me creating too many blog posts with AI copy, or something must have happened. We dipped in the rankings, and that affected the leads that were coming in, because 2024 we weren't getting too many leads. But that's also a fault of mine, because we were relying too much on the SEO. So that's also a problem. Like SEO is good, but don't rely on it 100%.
It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword, and a lot of business disappeared because of SEO, relying too much on SEO on some industries. I've read articles of people having millions of visitors per month, and the faucet was closed, and they just got eradicated. Especially, businesses who relies on ad traffic and stuff like that. Bloggers, vloggers. People, affiliate marketing, these guys who heavily rely on traffic. When Mr. Google wakes up one morning and says, let's change the algorithm. Boop. In 6 hours, you can be done. You can be gone in 6 hours. When they push that version 98 of the algorithm.
Yeah, that's why you have to have like a land, sea, and air type of approach to your business. It's like, sure, you got the SEO, and focus on social media as well. Try to be active on there. Try to be active on LinkedIn. Reach out to past clients. That's one thing I'm focusing on this year, is reaching out to past clients and seeing how we can like help them for this year. Reaching out to current clients that you're in talks with current projects, and saying, okay, once this is done, do you have something else in mind you want to work on? Like just trying to get the game plan for the year. The thing I haven't done lately, but that I'm actually going through right now, is compiling all the past leads that came in but that we didn't close. Stupidly did not.
When you go through the CRM, you see a bunch of those, and you're like, what the? You got to do something with that. They said no 2 years ago. Doesn't mean they'll say no again this year for the next opportunity, their next purchase window.
I feel so dumb because I didn't track them until 2023. But even then, I only have like about half of the year tracked for 2023 and 2024. So I have to go through past emails and try to complete those lists. Because I'm like, those are, you never know. Like I could just set them up with a newsletter, and now they know that at least, hey, we do this, we do that, and then
exactly
for like the amount of hours it would take me, if I can close at least one of those guys, it makes it worth it.
Yeah. This is the next step for us, newsletter. We slept on that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of email, but I know I'm sitting on a potential gold mine that I'm not using. I think newsletter is a very important steps, second to SEO. Maybe sometime better than SEO if you have a big mailing list. I think this is, from a marketing standpoint, this is one of our next steps, because I see thousands of email in my CRM, and I'm not using a newsletter. I'm supposed to do at least monthly newsletter. Weekly is best, but you don't want to be annoying. It depends on how you do it. But at least a monthly newsletter to all of our current client, past client, or past leads who said no is good, just to always stay top of mind.
I've been wondering.
The thing is,
sorry, I was wondering about the frequency, because I was thinking of doing monthly, and I'm like, because I sometimes get newsletter from clients or even other vendors, and I'm like sometimes I feel like monthly is a little too, a little too much. This is one thing I've been struggling with. It's like, how do you do it? Do you do quarterly? Do you do like
quarterly is super safe. Quarterly is super safe. This is no one is gonna ban you or call you. Hey, you guys are annoying with this email. I mean, quarterly is super safe, but is it enough? I don't know. I never played the newsletter game. So this is something that we should do. I mean, we brought our business to a certain point. Now, what is the next move for us? Newsletter, more SEO, try newsletter, a podcast. I've been thinking about doing a podcast for years. I have different type of show concept in mind. We have a studio. We have 9 cameras. Come on. We should be doing podcasts, but we're not. We're doing it for our clients, but not for us, which is funny. When you're in this industry, sometimes you do stuff for your clients that deep down you should be doing for your own self, right? But because of time, because of this or that, I mean, it's a strange thing. But I think newsletter is a good move. And what you said about reaching past leads who said no or just flat out stalled, I mean, no show, no answer, no whatever, these are a good potential. There's money there. There's definitely money there.
Yeah, like I was thinking the ones, and this is the other thing, I wish I put like proper notes in for all these leads, because now I got to look through the emails and see where the conversation stopped. But
yeah,
I got for the new ones for this, I'm putting in like follow up by this month, or like just keep in touch, because and then I'll put like another click box that'll say specific things. So if the project is on pause, I'll select that one. That way I know, because you could always reach out and say, hey, so I noticed that the project was on pause for a bit. It could be a couple months later. Just follow up and say what's going on with it now. And you never know. Again, like it is a numbers game at the end of the day. We just need to get that one yes, and then that kind of pays for the month, right?
Exactly. Which CRM are you guys using now?
So again, we're not at a certain scale where I felt the need to go with like HubSpot or Asana or the other ones.
HubSpot, this is like top tier. You're looking at 10K a month.
well, like it's free to use, especially at our level. So I was like, should I use it? But then I was like, I feel like we're at a stage where I can still track everything myself pretty well. So I'm just using like Google Sheets. So I'm sticking at that for the time being. I know HubSpot would be better, but I just don't want to like tie myself into another service currently. And again, it's only because like at our scale, I'm not getting that many leads that I need something to help me. I can still track everything myself pretty well.
Yeah, I'm using Active Campaign, which it's cheap. You know, you get a bit more features than using Google Sheet. It's not free. There's a free plan, but I think it's good. But then again, I'm not using it to its full potential, because this CRM is meant to use the newsletter feature. This is what you're a part of what you're paying for, but we're still not optimizing fully to that. But at least it allows me to stack all these mailing lists, and then when we're ready to send our email, we can start doing it. But we grew with our newsletter, but I know that if you want to go to the next step, you have to do new things. If you want new results, you need to try new stuff.
So you do have a newsletter you do currently, right? Is that what you meant?
No, like I said,
you don't?
We're sitting on a potential gold mine, because we have thousands of emails from our past leads and our current client. But for me, the next move, like I said, to grow, I'm thinking about, should we do more SEO or should we do the newsletter game that we never tried?
Do both. Do you do AdWords as well?
Or both, and AdWords, same thing. Yeah, AdWords also. We tried here and there just for fun, but we were never consistent of allotting a budget. Let's do 500 a month, 1,000 a month, 2,000 a month, 5,000 a month, whatever. We never were very consistent on AdWords. We're more of an organic growth type company. But if you want to go to the next level, you need to try new stuffs.
Yeah, like I think I'm of the opinion you got to try everything, just because you don't know what's gonna work, right? At the end of the day, and like you don't have
the spaghetti technique against the wall.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. And again, like it's because the way I see it, it's like, so if you want to test out newsletters for like 12 months, like, does that mean you're not going to try anything else? Like, you might as well, like, because newsletters will be quarterly or once every 2 months. That's like 6 in a year, or 4 to 6 a year, right? So it's like, I mean, you have time in between that stuff, and like something like AdWords
Yeah.
is pretty easy to set up now, especially
Yeah.
with like ChatGPT. Like I used it, like before there were stuff I didn't understand with AdWords, and
Yeah.
I'd have to watch videos and then I'd have to try to figure out like exactly what they were saying. But now luckily with the ChatGPT, it's pretty easy to kind of like help you understand.
Everything goes faster. Yeah.
Yeah, even for suggestions and stuff. I used it to create the copy for some of our ads. The only thing that sucks with AdWords is just the cost, really. I mean, you got to pay
Yeah.
to rank at times, and that's the part that really stinks.
It's rent money for Google. It's
Yeah.
rent money. You pay for a position. So they charge you a rent for that. You want to be first, second, third. Of course, it's a bidding system, but it's like you're paying rent for your position on top, right?
Yeah.
So this is how they made a fortune. This is the core of their business model. So it's depending on your industry, it depends. Us in the video production field, it's expensive, but not that much. Imagine if you were an insurance company
Yeah.
or a car dealer, or those extremely competitive keyword, you'd be burning thousands per day to maintain those top 3 ad position.
Lawyers, like doctors, like that.
Lawyers.
Those are plumbers. Like anything in that field is crazy expensive.
Yeah. These guys are playing a very expensive game. And sometimes you're wondering, is it a zero-sum game? You spend $100K yearly on AdWords, but how much new revenue it brings in? If you spend $100K to get $100K new client, I mean, you just exchange $1 for a quarter. But if you spend $100K to bring $1 million new business, this is good. Return on ad spend, well, fully optimized. But this is a whole other game. This is a whole other podcast. This is a whole other industry.
And especially at our level, like, because we run our own businesses,
Yeah.
like this is like just like a small part of our day. So it's like I don't have like the time to
Yeah.
master this topic as a whole.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of like have you done any like cold outreach?
A bit, especially in the beginning, in the early years, we tried cold call. That was very hard. Trying
I
to
know.
reach people, they say no, they hang up on you and stuff like that. That was like, damn. I mean, kudos to the cold caller and the professional cold callers out there. This is like, it's probably one of the hardest part of any starting business, trying to find your first few clients. We've done email outreach.
What's hard about it is that,
Yeah.
because I just had this thought right now. If we cold call, we don't know what we're selling exactly. Because it's like, I'm selling video, but what kind of video? It's not specific enough, right? So that kind of makes it hard for us to like be confident what we're selling, unless you're selling the idea, right? Versus like if you're like a car salesman, it's like you're selling a car, you have these models on the lot, you know exactly what you're going to sell.
There's 2 types of people. There's farmers and there's closers. I'm a closer. Farmer are the cold callers, people who kick doors, call people, hey, listen, we're a video production company, we'll help you solve problems using videos, blah, 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 you guys need videos, whatever. Those are farmers. They hunt in the forest for the rabbit. But then there's closers. Closers are the one who you hop on the meeting with them. You try to really understand what they're doing, what the problems are, and how you can use videos to solve business problems. I'm a closer. When I get someone on a Zoom call or on a phone call, there's 30% chance they do business with me, right? Because I know how to position and sell the video proposition. So 30% closing is quite good, because on some industry, you're lucky if you have 5% closing.
Yeah.
So usually when I compete in Montreal against other video production company, most companies will reach at least 2 to 5 companies to get quotes. So if I can get on the call or on a Zoom call with them, there's 30% chance I close them. Because I've learned, but this took a while. It took a decade, to fully articulate how to sell videos. Because I always say video is a marketing asset.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's not vanity. Just like SEO is important, video is important. And as a matter of fact, video is part of a proper SEO strategy. Right? There's no SEO optimization without adding some videos here and there on your website, especially these days with the AI and crawlers and stuff like that. So I think it's now I'm much better than when I started. But I'm not a farmer. I'm not the kind of guy who will go through 150 phone calls in the next hour trying to find someone. Some
I
people
really like
are,
that.
Huh?
The farmer. I really like how you put it into farmer and closer. I never heard someone put it like that.
Yeah, because it's two totally different skills, right?
Yeah.
Kicking doors is one thing. You need a specific personality for that. But closing, this is another, you need to be more analytical and listen way more to what the client needs and sell them on the solution. We're trying to attract talent. And you have an HR issue. This is HR marketing. Okay, so you need something to communicate culture. Why it's cool to work at your company. Why should they apply to work? Why you guys are the world's best at what you do and you want to attract the world's best talent. You need a way to communicate that. You can't just put a post on LinkedIn, job opening with a boring description and yearly salary to negotiate based on experience. You can go on Indeed and just put, no, you need to go further than that. You need content to attract talent so they see. So seeing means images, right? They see how cool it is to work at your company. So for that, you need videos. And there's a very specific type of videos that you need to achieve that. So this is a very clear problem that they have, recruitment, competitiveness in the market where you need to show you're the best. So this video is a clear solution for that. Same thing for sales. You want to increase your sales. What does that mean? You need more money at the bottom line. Okay, so how do you guys sell actually? We have a sales department, we have callers, okay. We have a marketing department, okay. But what is exactly the problem that you have in your sales funnel, sales pipeline? How do you guys sell? What are the objections that you have? What are the whatever? So all of these requires deeper analysis to understand how you can use videos to answer those questions. And once the client is convinced that, oh shit, now it's much clearer what we can do with videos. Now they're willing to close. Okay, I know why it's a $35,000 quote. Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. It's ROI.
I've found that a lot of the times my leads come to me saying, I need a video and it needs to be about this, but they don't really know if it's the right video for them. So I've found that just questioning to see what the problem is and then try to question their strategy actually allows me to close them. But allows me to have much higher close rates because I don't think a lot of people ask them those questions. Because I've had clients coming in asking for a certain type of video, And by the end of the intro call, I sold him on another thing because I'm like, that's not really going to solve your issue. Like this, like, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Like, what's the purpose of this video? That's what I often ask him. It's like, who's this for? What's the point of it? And another thing you mentioned before about how video's like a marketing asset. Like that's also one thing that I've had to educate clients on, because I've had clients ask like, oh, can you make this go viral? And I'm like Ferrari, I can sell you a car, but I can't make it do the fastest lap time. That's based on the driver. Like who's going to be driving this car, you know?
Yeah. But you know, the viral thing, I fixed that a long time ago. Every time if someone asks about can you make a video viral, I right away say, who cares if it's viral? Who are your clients? I mean, if you're selling a $500,000 machines for factories, what's the market size? There's probably 300 people in whole Canada who are your potential customers. So there's no way this video is going to go viral if the purchaser of your $500,000 machine, the market size is 300 people. Why do you want this video to be viral? It's nonsense. Even if your video has 46 views at the end of the year and you closed one,
you made your money back.
You just made 500K.
Yeah.
Okay, that video.
I'm stealing that
so
one.
But yeah, I mean, you just spent 15K on a nice video, whatever, but it's return on investment. Why you want it viral? What's your market size? It doesn't matter. It's not a cat video we're doing. It's a very, very, very specific content for 300 people in the whole Canada. Don't expect viral. Just make sure that these 300 people, when they see it, they're like, oh, I'm going to buy that machine from them. Because that other guy who sells the machine for $550,000 or $600,000 or cheaper, $400,000, it's not clear. This just sent me an 86-page PDF. It's not clear. But these guys made a video, and it's super clear how to use this machine. Let me go with that and sign that machine. It's less risks, right? So virality is good for certain industry, not all. If you're in fashion and you release a new boxer, you want something viral. You've probably seen the video from Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah, famous one.
This, for that market, consumer market, B2C, you need some type of virality. But in B2B, you don't need viral. You need other algorithmic, other way of thinking. But B2C, now you can talk virality. Let's do a boxer campaign. Let's do a T-shirt campaign. Let's do a new funky shoes campaign. Whatever. Now you want some aspect of virality because B2C is different from B2B. It's always about what's your market size. Who buys boxer? Every man on earth. Your market size is 4 billion people. Okay, let's go viral. But who buys the 500,000 laser soldering biatomic machine? Who buys
like
that?
2 people.
300 people. Man, this is too niche. It's like the machine, you know, the company who does those UV, ASDM? It's a German company who does machine to build processors.
That's
a
too
20
niche
million.
for me.
That's a $20 million machine. They don't need viral video for that. As a matter of fact, it's so niche, maybe they don't even need videos because they're the only one in the world doing that. They don't have competitors. That's the only time where you can say, I don't need videos. Okay, fair enough. But if you're not the only one in the world, you need videos.
Yeah. Let's talk about your business again. So I was wondering, like the stage you're at now, do you feel like you're plateauing again, like you were pre-pandemic, or you're like in a
bit.
really good spot?
We grew a lot, 21, 22, 23. Like I said, during that window, we doubled. And now it's still growing, but the curve is going like this. And now we're like, oh man, are we comfortable or we want more? First question to ask as an entrepreneur, are you comfortable or you want more?
That's what I was thinking because...
But somehow we're never satisfied, it looks.
Yeah, like, that's what I was thinking because it's like, I mean, you know, in the stock market, every company is always expected to grow and this or that, but it's like, maybe you're at a point where you're growing at a rate that's good for you. If you grow much bigger, then more problems might come out if you're not ready for it. So
growing is pain, for sure.
Yeah. So that's something I've thought about as well, because I'm actually in the process of setting our new financial goals for the year, and I was like, man, I mean, like theoretically, like we're at a good point, but maybe just increasing it by this much would be better. But increasing it too much, I'm like, oh, how would that work exactly? You know, like something to keep in mind. I guess because I think there's like good stalling and like bad stalling too, right? You know?
Yeah, exactly. There is good stalling, like comfortable, like by choice. You're like, whoa, you get your feet off the gas just a tad, because you know that if we go faster than that, we might break our neck. Or too much stress, or too much, it's just too much. There's 24 hours in a day. How much I leave for my spouse, my girlfriend, my kids, my friends. Are you Elon Musk, an alien who works 300 hours per day, or you're a human? You have to...
With the amount that guy tweets, I don't think he works at all. You can't tweet 400 times in a day and still work.
Who says it's him? Maybe he trained Grok to tweet for him.
To just tweet for him, right?
And now, going on AI. You know, you mentioned the SEO drop in 2024.
End of 2023, 2024. Big drop. Big time drop.
There's multiple reasons, but you know that Google is on a zero-click mission, right?
Yeah, so just for our listeners, do you want to elaborate on that? Because I think it's where they basically don't want you to scroll past. They want to put all the information there and the...
So zero-click. I don't pretend to be an SEO expert. There's people in the world that know way more than me, but what I've understood about zero-click, Google, since the end of 2023, they started testing with AI in the search engine. So what does that mean? If you ask, Google is the world's biggest repository of questions. So if you ask a question to Google, where's the nearest store to buy cat food? Before AI, before ChatGPT, it just lists you the top 10 pet store around you. That was 2019, right? So, food for my cat. It lists you the top 10 pet store near you and the one that spent on ad words. Fast forward 2025, and it started in 2023. Food for my cat. Google will pop a paragraph of Gemini telling you, oh, you're looking for food for your cat. Here's my 2 suggestions. You can go to Bobby's Love Cats or whatever name of the other store. It gives you 1 or 2 answers. That's it. While you know for a fact that there's more than 30, 40, 50 of these pet stores in town, but it gives you just 2. The AI decided who's going to eat, and the 48 other businesses as if it never existed.
Yeah.
So this is what happened in 2023. They soft launched that algorithm, where slowly in the United States, Canada, and Europe, instead of giving you top 10 businesses, it gives you his opinion on the answer, and then down the fold, below the fold, the businesses. After the ads. So AI, ads, business. You see my finger, it went down screen. You have to scroll to see those businesses. You have to work. Because now 0 click means I give you the answer right away. You don't need to click, here is the answer. And they're perfecting that more and more. They're perfecting it. So now the SEO game is, how do you make the SEO talk about you? That's the new SEO game.
You know what else
That's
I
the
noticed too? Some leads found us through ChatGPT. So they were putting in prompts, and then we came up. One was interesting. We came up on a blog post for med tech video production companies.
You see?
I was like, okay, interesting.
Some random stuff. It is a guy who did that blog post, or it's an AI-generated blog post. So this guy's pumping 100 articles per day.
So it was a company, and it was one of those posts. It was clever because basically they listed like the top companies. They obviously put themselves as number one. And then here's the smart thing they did. They listed other companies as the other 9 or so options that weren't in their city. I'm like, oh, clever. That's a good way to do it where you don't harm, your ranking within that city either. But that blog post got indexed by ChatGPT. So when this client was looking up options on ChatGPT, they came up. So they clicked on it, which led them to the blog post, which then led them to us. So I think that might be the future where your website is indexed, hopefully, in ChatGPT. And then if you've written it properly and whatnot, then you might come up. And I'm hoping that if you get selected by ChatGPT, hopefully that counts as a click and not just until the user clicks on you, does it register as a click? Because then that would really suck, because as part of their 0 click mission, like if your website's not getting clicks, it's going to keep dropping in the rankings, right? But the other issue that's going to pop up soon is that AI trained on AI generated content becomes dumb. And a lot of the content out there is starting to be I write a lot of my stuff with ChatGPT. So at what point does it start to just crumble in on itself because it can't understand it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, AI is a beast that always needs new content, human-made content to perfect itself. But a lot of people use AI to produce content, so it feeds on itself as well.
Yeah.
So it's a mix of eating its own content and a bit of human in the loop content. So where it's going to go, now we're exactly just like 2020. It's a pivot. And us as creative, what do we do? So us Great Thing Studios, what do we do? Do we keep doing what we always done, or we learn how to leverage AI? Will AI replaces us? You see VO3 doing great B-rolls with sounds and stuff that looks realist. I don't know if you've seen what VO3 can do now.
It looked really good for the first 2 days, and then just like any new AI update, you look at it a couple days later, a week later, and you're like, okay, I'm starting to see a lot of the issues with it, but it's still impressive.
Yeah,
it's almost there, a couple of years away, maybe.
Exactly. So now it's just 18 months in. VO, VO2, VO3. So what will happen VO5, VO6? You can just prompt in, hey, make me an action movie about it'll pump you a Netflix movie with no directors, no cameraman, no grip, no script writer, just...
You know, the crazy thing is that what we see now, a friend of mine was telling me this because he's in a similar field. he works in a similar field. And he was telling us that like what we get now, like VO3 and whatever, like it's like that thing was already being beta tested like internally at those companies like anywhere from 12 to 24 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine what they
Yeah.
currently have right now that they're working on, that they'll be releasing
Yeah.
in 1 to 2 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Exactly, because all these AI company, what is released publicly, they only release it once they figured how to
Monetize
quality
it?
quality
control. Yeah. Quality control.
quality control it. What they have in the lab is much crazier, you know. But unless it's they can quality control it, they don't release it, right? Because, and this is their secret formula. Each of these companies, OpenAI, Entropy, Tesla, Alphabet, all these big four players who owns Gemini, Grok, ChatGPT, Claude, the secret sauce is the quality control. The AI hallucinates, the AI does crazy stuffs. How do you make sure its output makes sense and doesn't bring us a lawsuit? Once they fix these two things, they release a new version.
Yeah.
So they probably already have VO4, but they're not releasing it because now it can create some crazy stuff that needs to be censored, right? So until they figure how to control the beast, okay, now let's do version 4. And then version 3. Same thing for GPT-3, GPT-4, Gemini 2.5 Pro, whatever it is, Claude, Sonnet 4, whatever you call it. It's the secret sauce is quality insurance.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, in terms of like our field, I think events are probably a safe bet to try to do more of those. You have the AV stuff, so you're probably like on a good path with that, because you can't really, like, when it's, if a client wants something live or at an event, you can't generate that in a system. They want to see like the real life stuff, you know?
Yeah, you're in a good on a good thinking process on that, and we thought that internally that I think AV is safe, but AV will still be transformed, right? Because who are the big players in AV in Canada, right? You have Solotech and Encore, right? So those are the big international brands, you know, big trucks. They come in, 40 guys bringing big mixers, big cameras and stuff. They do Beyonce at the Bell Center or whatever, big events, right? But what will happen in 5 to 10 years? Even cameramen, for instance. When you know how to work with PTZs, before you needed a crew of 12 guys, right, in the venue to run a show. In 5 years, you can do the same thing with 4 guys. So you will have 1 guy at the desk controlling 6 cameras instead of 6 cameramen, because of AI, because of how it'll perfect itself. Face tracking, body tracking, automated pan tilt, and all this stuff. So even in here, it will transform. So who will get the job? The guy at the desk who knows how to operate the joystick and stuff like that, who knows a bit about networking. But the old school cameraman, what happened to these guys in the next 5 years? You know, so it's all these questions that we have to ask ourselves, and because it's in every industry there will be transformation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like how, like, the Industrial Revolution, like, changed the job landscape. Like, this is going to do the same thing.
Exactly.
But instead of, like, with the blue-collar workers, it's going to be with white-collar workers. So that's the interesting shift that's going to happen. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Like, my out there theory with AI is that ultimately it's going to get to a point where there's just and this is like my conspiracy theory with it. There's just not enough jobs for people, so we just need to cut down the population. That's like my theory with it.
That's the doom. But
there just won't be enough jobs, right?
Yeah. There's two camps. There's this camp. We need to cut down on population.
Or
and there's
merge
the
with it.
and there's the utopists who think, oh, we won't need to work. You know, you can lay down in the couch and have a robot putting grapes in your mouth, like Jules César, right?
Yeah.
No one will need to work. It'll be peace and love in the world, paradise. So there's these two extreme people who think like, oh man, don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. And there's the extreme where, oh man, Terminator is coming. Skynet is coming, get ready. You know, so what, where are we?
The other
between
idea,
that?
the other idea I had is that, Musk has that other company with the chip. What do you call that one? Neuralink?
Yeah, Neuralink.
I think that's the other possibility too. It's like to keep up with the machines, like you just need to become a cyborg so that you can like figure something out. Because it's like,
but that's a problem. You need money for that.
There's a solution for that.
How much will be that implant?
Lifelong loans. That's probably where we're gonna go. And then what if you can't upgrade your chip? Then you can't get newer job. Like it's, who knows where it's gonna go? It's super interesting, but kind of scary.
You need to write the next season of Black Mirror.
No, there's this movie called Ghost in the Shell, and there's a anime they made on it too.
That's a Japanese anime, right?
Yeah. So I remember like some of them can't upgrade their brains anymore because they don't have enough money. So they're still running like old operating system and whatever. I'm like, oh man, that's a dark way to look at the future, but probably gonna happen.
That's an old anime. I have to look it up again. I think there was messages in those anime. Now I have to go back to it. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's very deep. But I think as of now, 2025, I think the best way is to leverage AI as a tool and make sure you facilitate your jobs. I mean, I remember back then a few years ago when clients used to ask for closed captioning, we were like, oh man, closed captioning.
Yeah. Subtitles.
Subtitles. Subtitles, we were like, oh man, this is a heck of a job.
Yeah.
Woo! But now when they ask for it, we're like, okay, sure. No problem, because with some tools you can go so fast that you just fly through the work. So it really helped us in a lot of different fields. So it accelerates, but at the same time it commoditizes our work. So we have to be careful with that because people still have that magic thinking. And I have clients calling me and say, "Oh, can't you guys do it with AI?"
Yeah. I've had some clients
start to catch up on that and ask, "Oh, can you just do it with AI? It'll be much cheaper." And
the younger ones are starting to ask that stuff, like even experimenting on their own, and I'm like,
yes,
all right,
it'll be much cheaper. Just do AI and you charge us a fifth, and we're like, damn. So now
they know.
they're already. The mind is already shifting. So we're like, okay, that's a problem. So now they think we can do everything with AI, and then it should be a fifth of the price. Okay, so how do you juggle with this? And this is where you have to educate the clients on. Listen, AI or not, you still need a human in the loop. These things are not 100%. Right? So even though you think you can run your 1 hour video through an AI and chop it up in 20 clips, out of these 20 clips, 10 of them are weird. Like, I wouldn't have cut it this way. So you still need to validate, you still need to verify, and all of this is time consuming.
Yeah.
This is why I said earlier. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I said the formula is in quality insurance. Because as of now, human is still the best quality insurance.
Yeah.
Until when?
I think for us, like, yeah, keeping ahead of the curve is good, because the sooner we can apply it to our businesses, the more we can figure out ways to cut costs on our end. And then again, you can kind of translate that into savings for the client to still keep a competitive position with your clients. Because, you know, like, if you get too expensive, they'll just start shopping around. If it's outside of their budget, it is what it is. But yeah, that's I think as business owners, it's really helpful if I don't have to bring on like an audio operator, a makeup artist to a shoot. That already cuts down the budget quite a bit. Sure, I lose my markup on them, but at least I close the project, right? Maybe I can do more projects in the year as a result of that. So that's how I've been seeing it lately.
But what do? Let's say you're a 20 people operation, right? You have 20 people on staff. That's a big payroll every Thursday, right? But then you have AI. You're the CEO, and you're like, oh man, I gotta leverage AI. How can I save on cost? Are you like firing half your crew because you can double the throughput of your editor, double the throughput of your script writer, I mean, it's a very hard position to be in now because of the human nature of this. I mean, it's your family, these 20 people at this point. So what do you do? Do you look at it from strictly from a business standpoint? Oh man, I don't need 20 people anymore. 10 people can do the job of 40. Wow. Do you do that? Or are you like, nah, let's keep it old school. Let's keep it old school and sell it for more expensive, ultra luxury, human-made content. Will the 100% human-made stamp be something at some point? Because we're so tired of AI-generated stuff that at some point, human-made content makes a comeback. You know, this imperfection that human makes it more valuable. Will the 100% human-made content will be super valuable in 2030? Maybe that's a new market. Human-made content, 50K.
I should privately ask some of
AI
the people that came on that have like 20 plus staff. It's like, what would you do in that situation?
Yeah, I'm not in that situation. I mean, we're a small business.
I'm assuming the ones we've spoken to, like they've had moments where I guess because of pandemic or other situations, they did drop down in team size, and then they managed to get back up. But like from what I saw and heard, it's tough to be at that level where you got that much staff. It's like you need. Like the overhead is insane. I don't know. Like I would never put myself in that position. It's just not worth it to me. But
it's. I mean, hey, every Thursday you need 20 paycheck to get out. You better need a proper cash flow there.
That's the thing, and in our industry, it's so random too. Like you could. I've spoken to all manners of companies. A lot of them don't know 3 months out what the next thing is going to be, and it's like, man, I don't like. If it's just me and my business partner, I can live with that. But if I had like people relying on me, like 20 people, I wouldn't be sleeping at night. I'd go like, how am I going to do this? Yeah,
it works if out of these 25 of them are salesmen. You need people hunting.
Yeah,
hunting
farmers.
For new. Yes, you need hunters. At this 20 people, you need sellers. There's no way you will sleep at night not knowing you have at least 2 or 3 people doing full-time sales, because you need to pay the payroll, right? So it's I think we're in a fascinating time. No one knows. Here's the thing: no one knows. You can ask Elon Musk, even this guy who's deep in the trenches, even him doesn't know what's going to happen in 2030, unless they know and they don't want to say it, but.
There's people that were saying, oh, it's similar to like when they went from film to digital. I'm like, well, the difference is that the camera couldn't replace you at the time. We're
Yes.
in a position where the camera can literally just replace you at this point.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's
different
bigger
time.
than that. It's bigger than going film to digital. It's because now the brains are being replaced. Imagine being a script writer today, where your clients can say, "Oh man, yeah, I can just ask Claude or ChatGPT for a script." Imagine being a script writer, a full-time script writer in 2025. How do you sell the plus value of brain-made content? The only thing you can say is, what I will produce is not trained on past content. It'll be new. But what new means, when in fact your new is inspired by the past. So the human brains almost work like AI. So it's a very complicated era we live in. It's a very complicated era.
It's gonna be interesting.
That's why they went on strike 2 years ago. They saw it coming. The Netflix.
They can't stop it though. Yeah, I know the writer's strike. They can't stop it though. You can't stop tech. It's coming. Again, interesting times. We'll see how it goes.
If you're a full-time writer now, it would be interesting to interview a writer, someone who does full-time scripting, and so listen, man, what happened in the last 24 months? How did you pivot or adapt? Did you embrace AI to just quadruple your throughput, or you're trying to fight against the unfightable?
Fight against the machine.
It's interesting. But yeah, I mean, this is where we at. We leverage AI as much as we can to help to lower or accelerate stuffs, and we're thinking about doing a newsletter and stuffs like that. It is cool because it looks like we're pretty much in the same company size.
I think you guys might be a little bigger. So for us, it's just Kirill and myself, and we use freelancers whenever we need. You said you're 3 business partners?
Yeah, we're 3.
Do you have any employees?
Freelancers.
Oh, so you're the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's 3. The 2 co-founders, 1 full-time editor, and all our other freelancers.
Oh, so you have so the third one's
we have
the editor, right?
Exactly.
Ah, okay.
Right. So 3 on the full-time payroll.
Right.
And all the 12 others are freelancers.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Some of them we hire them so often. Sometimes we're like, man, we should just hire him full time, But it's again, it's a balance because, like you said, it's a roller coaster. You never know. Let's say you hire a full-time cameraman. That's risky because you need to make sure you have shoots multiple times per week for multiple months. Mm-hmm. How can you guarantee that when you're a small team and you don't have a full-time salesman?
Yeah, that's why, like, if anyone ever hires someone, it's usually like a what do they call them? Not production planner. What do you call them? Forget the name.
Work
anyways,
for hire?
No. Like, well, from people we spoke to, some of their first hires were either editor or not production assistant. What's the other one? Production planner? Is that the term? I'm gonna go with
project manager.
Planner.
Project manager.
Yeah, project manager. Like,
yeah,
semi-producer, semi-whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you got to be so flexible when you're in our industry. Like, you don't know your month to month. Like, I mean, for us, knock on wood, doesn't happen, but we could have a 6-month stretch of nothing. No, we've been lucky enough not to have that in many, many years.
Yeah.
But it could happen. You just don't know. That's why, like,
yeah.
For us, like, this year I've also, like, we also started a wedding company because I was like, let me try to get some more safer income. Yeah, we did it the opposite. Most people start with the wedding company and then they
and they
move
go
away.
corporate. Yeah.
For me, because we always freelanced for it, and then one of the companies I was shooting for closed, and I lost a lot of like side income like that. And I was like, why don't I just like do my own thing so I don't have to rely on it? I just looked at it as a business. I know there's a lot of ego in this industry about that stuff. Like, I don't give a shit. For me, it was strictly like a new business to do because I wanted to start something new, right?
Yeah.
So did that, and it's going pretty well. And I just look at it as like, okay, it's safe, but it's still video. Like I'm already thinking of like something else I could start that'll be like in a different field, just so something ever happens, I can at least have something else to keep me going, right?
That's super smart. But and wedding, just like AV, this is going to take a while for a robot to go shoot weddings.
That was the other thing I was thinking of. I'm like,
So this
they're
is
never
kind
going to
of
get an AI to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of an umbrella type industry where it's safe for a while, for at least 2 decades.
Yeah.
Before there's a Tesla robot coming with a camera and starting shooting.
I did see a video of that. It was like some like marketing gimmick thing where they had I think it was for some celebrity. They had them in a car, and then they had like a Tesla bot holding a camera, but it was obviously being operated by someone else, and it was pretending to shoot a video and everything. I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess that's coming too, but I think that'll be just in like specific situations. Like, I don't know, like you need to film something in a -40 environment. Well, just send out the robot. You don't have to send out someone and let them suffer.
Yeah. This is like edge cases. But this is super smart, opening the wedding. And I've never heard of that. It's the first time I heard someone going from corporate and also opening a sister company for a wedding. This is super. It's a smart move.
Because I was like, I don't see myself stopping freelancing for it for a while because the money's good. I'm like, it's a day out of my week, and I was like, well, we could. I didn't want to risk having like the other guys I shoot for like potentially close or whatever. So I was like, let me just have it. Let me just own it, so then I don't have to rely on someone else. And I'm like, it'll scratch the itch I've been having about starting a new business. And at the same time, I'm like, it's a side business. If it's making money, why not, right?
Yeah.
I got all this like skill and talent with it. I'm like, I might as well put it to use.
Yeah. And the wedding industry is there is a craftsmanship to it. Mm-hmm. It's a romantic. It's not something that you can like blast with AI and synthesized stuff. It's really based on a nice storytelling of one of the best day of your life, right? It's that little short film of your one of the best day of your life. So it has. That's a good move. I haven't heard of that. It's very. I think you're onto something now.
Yeah, and it's doing pretty well. Like we already got to 10 weddings for the year. My goal is to just get it to 20 and then just cap it at that. Because again, we're running Laps as our main company. I was like, we could do 20 and not have it affect our lives too much. And then now I'm getting a niche to start something else. So my girlfriend's an artist, so I was thinking, let me help her run an e-commerce store. And then once I figure out how to get that going, I can just apply that to any type of e-commerce because they're all same strategy, right, for it. So I was like, okay. It's like my new plan.
Yeah, that's good. If you have an e-commerce and your boyfriend's a cinematographer, this is a very good edge. Because for B2C, because for B2C, you need a bit of that virality spice that we discussed a bit earlier, right? I mean, if it's a B2C e-commerce,
Yeah.
So fascinating topics. I can talk about these stuffs for hours. It's
Me
always
too.
especially AI, because this is big for everyone. That's the thing. It's not big for creatives only. It's big for everyone, every industry. Even people who went. When we were kids, our parents wanted us to be doctors, lawyers, engineers. Can you imagine that even these jobs can be
Are not
replaced by
safe.
AI?
Yeah, I know, right? Lawyers
A
especially, that
lawyer.
was the big one that like
I mean,
it's so
lawyers,
easy to,
come on.
so easy to replace now.
This is law interpretation and knowing by heart a bunch of stuff. You can train an AI agent to be a lawyer and have it 95% up there and just have...
I think closer to 99 because law is all rules. So you just feed it to the thing and say find loopholes in this law. Like they could easily figure it out. Like
So what you do? You're a lawyer, you make $175K a year, you have a good job, but you see AI can do the same thing and give you an answer in 36 seconds of thinking instead of you charging $450 per hour.
dude, we used it recently. We were working on our what do you call it? Our partnership agreement, which is really because we're incorporated. It's called a unanimous shareholder agreement (USA), and we did it all through ChatGPT. I was curious, so I inquired to some law firms, and I said I have the document ready. I just need to have like a lawyer review it. They quoted me like $5K. I'm like, I'm not spending like $5K. I'm a small business. Where am I going to get $5K from for this? Like, I'd rather get a new lens or two.
Yeah. Maybe they're trying to rack in as fast as possible before
Before the end.
But it's coming. Listen, man, you'll just have to go, I don't know, contracts.io, and you have a crazy AI law agent that just pumps contract for $20.
Yeah.
It's coming. So the first guy doing that, a nice AI agent that pumps contract in multiple languages for $19.95, is going to make a killing. Mm-hmm. And at the same time kill half the lawyer's career, if not 3/4. So it's a very fascinating time we're living in because everyone's on the... Some people ignore it. They think it's just a hype. Some people are paranoid. They're stressing out too much. And in between these two, there's all of us who are observing, trying to optimize, play with it a bit, and programmers, you have 16 years old kid vibe coding apps and making $1 million in 6 months.
You know what's interesting? We're in an interesting spot.
They never learn to code.
We're in an interesting spot because we're a mix of white and blue collar in a way, right? The white collar jobs are 100% in trouble because they could easily be replaced. Ours, because there's still the physical component, we got to go in, document and everything. We're still kind of safe, but the safest one is definitely like blue collar. Like if you're a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, you're good.
Yeah. This is good for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Because going under a faucet, weird angles and
Hurt
do
your
this.
back.
Yeah, you need a very specialized training that is very hard to reproduce for a robot for now. So these guys are good for our lifetime at least. Well, in the next one, I don't know. But yeah, it's true. Video, it's but like the blue collar part it's your wedding video thing. This is a blue collar part. You don't need much scripting. You do your call sheet. Okay, the man is going to be here in the morning. The woman is going to be there in the morning. I send a cameraman here, another cameraman grabbing B-rolls. Then we're going to the reception and stuff. So, okay, a bit of logistics, but it's pretty much copy-paste from one gig to the other. And it's physical. You have to go and shoot the wedding.
Yeah. And there's so many variables, too, that, like, you can't... Yeah. You can't just send a machine to do it. There's like too many things, and you gotta be personable to a machine's cold. Can't break the ice. Find different angles. Like it's too different.
This is a very good I think you should do an episode on that, the wedding video industry in the day of AI. This is a super cool topic, how it's umbrella, because I mean, the client is super stressed, right? So you have to have that people skill, proper people skill calm them down and stuffs like that. Crazy stuffs happen, and you're here with your camera crew. So they want it to be perfect, but nothing in life is perfect. But you have to capture that, and so it's pretty cool.
As a side business, I think it was like the right call, and right now it really is at the point where it doesn't take up too much time either. I put in a little bit of time earlier in the year just because I had to get it off the ground, a lot of networking and whatnot. But now it's at the point where I'm like, okay, I got time. Let me get a new hobby. Let me figure out this e-commerce stuff with my girlfriend, get that off the ground, and then see.
That's super
I
cool.
like to challenge myself, so I always need like something to do.
But e-commerce is, it's in the era. If you have a good marketing strategy, you can make a killing. Killing.
And it's
social
scalable.
Media. Yeah.
That's the difference between like e-commerce and what we do, is that what we do, you can't really scale it. That's why like all our companies are always capped monetarily.
Video production is hard to scale because it's human based. So it's like having 10 guy, 20 guy. This is how you scale. You need to hire more payroll. Payroll. The only way to scale creative agency is through cash flow. You need to pump more money and grow the crew. So
and
it's
if you're
scalable, but it's hard to scale.
But there's always like a hard cap. It's not like if I sell a water bottle, I can get it to the point where I can become $1 billion plus company. You can't get a video company to get to that scale unless you're like one of the movie giants. That's the only, unless you're Disney, right? But if you're just selling corporate videos, like even if you do all the work for Toronto, it's not going to be $1 billion,
No. And that's a very good point. There's a limit. And I'm curious, who's the biggest corporate video production company in the world? I'm curious about that.
I should look into it, but
what's the biggest?
If they always get
50
absorbed
head,
by
100 head?
I don't know, but they always get, once they get big enough, they probably get absorbed by a marketing agency or an ad agency, and then they become like part of that, and it becomes a bit bigger. But yeah, I wonder. Probably one in China, because they have like 1 billion plus people there. So even if like that's a big market, no?
Huge. 1.2 billion people. That means a lot of businesses there. It's a different type of business, a different mindset. They have a different perspective on marketing than us. But now it's getting more and more like us. If you see companies like DJI, damn, their communication is impeccable.
I'm actually planning on reaching out to some production companies in China and bring them on the podcast.
Oh, do that.
Yeah, I had to ask our makeup artist. I was like, because she's Chinese, I was like, how do I find them? Because I was like, they don't have Google there. So I was like, where do I even look?
Dario, you have to do that. And I think it'll be a world premiere. I've never seen an interview with Chinese entrepreneurs from China are very rare.
I'm so excited. I'm going to do it. My goal this year is just get one. I just want to know what it's like over there.
This will be like probably a world premiere. Never seen that. A video production company from China interview. This is super cool. You got to do this.
There's got to be a ton there. Like, just think about like 1.2 billion people. There's a ton of production companies over there for sure.
Yeah. If you do this will be like a very special one.
Yeah.
Because they have a different mentality, it'll be interesting to discuss marketing or videos with between America and Asia, how they proceed there, even doing business there is different. The way you close deals is different. The way you have to communicate is, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like when you go see a client, it's like you have to bring a gift, whatever. When they give the business card, you have to take it with two hands.
All right.
It's a whole other business etiquette.
Yeah. That's going to be a special episode. I'm hoping I can get one in by the end of the year. I only have like 3 or 4 more slots open for guests, so I'm hoping I want to do Dubai for sure this year and China. Those are like the last 2 on my list. And we'll see where it goes.
So that's your 3rd or 2nd season?
We're currently on the 5th, so you're part of the 5th season. Yeah.
Wow. So I have 3 more for the 5th season. You're doing a 6th one?
Yeah, I was thinking of capping the. Yeah. I'm doing another one next year. I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna keep it going.
I mean, you said it's 5x your business. You can't stop now.
That's the thing. Out of respect for what it did, and I like talking to people at the end of the day. Like I was doing weekly episodes before, and that was starting to become a bit too much work. But now I'm just doing every other week, and it's become a lot more manageable. So. Yeah, I think I'm going to continue it another year. It's fun. Yeah. I enjoy doing it.
Because, we have some podcasts that we do for clients, and usually there's 2 reasons for podcasts. This is what I noticed. First one, they want to build an audience and monetize that audience. That's the long and hard way.
Yeah.
That's the marathon. This is the Joe Rogan strategy where you have to podcast for a decade, and then Spotify calls you, hey man, how much you want? I'll buy that audience.
100 million.
Yeah. So this is the typical build an audience, monetize that audience, or get sponsors, whatever. And the second reason people do podcasts, it's networking. They're not trying to build an audience. They're not trying to have 2 million listening a month. They just want to network and know people, get to know people more that will introduce them to other. And it's networking. It just builds a network and stuff. And this becomes, after a while, it brings more opportunities, more just like you said, you spoke with other entrepreneurs, they gave you nuggets, you apply those nuggets, and you 5x. This is amazing. This is the ROI of your podcast.
Yeah, and we've gotten work out of it too. Like people were saying, oh, you should try to monetize it and stuff. I'm like, we're too niche. Like our audience isn't big. Like the audience we do have, I'm kind of impressed with because I'm like, it's literally other people like me. And there's many of us out there, but not that many in comparison to other things, right? But
other videographers.
Yeah, and we've gotten work out of this too because there's been people that have had shoots in Toronto and they know about us, so they reach out to us, and then we've had shoots in their cities. We use them, so we've gotten work. We've been able to monetize it in different ways. And again, the knowledge alone has been. I can't put actually I could put a dollar figure on that. I won't publicly say it, but
it's 5x, like you said, Yeah, and it's and we get to know each other. So now I know you guys. If I have a gig in Toronto and stuff like that, I know I'm going to call Dario because he's the one I spoke with for more than an hour.
Yeah,
I know him now, somehow, So this is the power of podcasting. It's networking.
Yeah, and even for our listeners, now they know you in Montreal, so if they ever have a shoot there, reach out to N'tchidjè.
Exactly.
He's right there. You heard him on the podcast. He's a smart dude.
Exactly, so it's oh man, it's amazing. Now it inspires me to even start my podcast also on all sorts of different topics. But yours, I like it. The interview other video production company, this is so dope. And at some point, if you find the common problem of all video production company, and there's a company who sells this problem, this is a way to monetize.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if even something as dumb as a camera. Let's say, I don't know, Canon or Blackmagic releases a new camera and stuff. We're all videographers. We want the new camera, so. And today's sponsors is blah, 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 blah. This new camera was released, full frame, autofocus, blah, 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 low light capabilities.
We might be getting actually I won't say which one, but we're in talks right now to get another sponsor who sells equipment. So they might be coming on soon. So
if the audience is videographer, even though it's niche, it's perfect. And the fact that it's niche is even better for them because it's ultra targeted potential clients. So even though the market size is smaller, it's worth more. And we discussed that earlier, So it's super niche. There's a lot of opportunity there.
N'tchidjè, where can people find you?
Well, it's easy to find us, Great Things Studios. You Google it. It might zero-click you into who is Great Things Studios. If you scroll down, you will see our
Use your index finger a little bit more.
Just scroll a bit, give us a click. And our website is 514gt.com. Great Things Studios, video production company based in Montreal. Or you can type Great Things Studios in Instagram. You will see some of our behind the scenes there. And this is pretty much where we push our content. We should do a bit more of LinkedIn, so we might start doing this a bit more LinkedIn in the next few months. But this is where we're at. Our website, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Super.
Perfect. Well, N'tchidjè, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed this episode. It was very casual.
Thank you.
Went over an hour for sure, but when you're having fun.
Yes, I don't even know how long it got.
It's been like an hour and a half, but it was a good conversation. Yes. Why stop it early,
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Dario. It was a real pleasure. Thank you for inviting me on the show. And hopefully we'll meet again.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Creatives Grab Coffee. Please make sure to follow and engage with us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, and your favorite podcast app.
Creatives Grab Coffee is created by Lapse Productions, a video production company based in Toronto, Canada.
Creatives Grab Coffee is also sponsored by...
My name is Miran. Welcome to Canada Film Equipment. We are a boutique rental house based in Toronto. We are here to help you guys out with all production sizes. Feel free to contact us to get a quote if you are a production house and you're looking for lighting, camera packages, or lighting and group band packages. You can see our contact information in the link below. We are more than happy to help you guys out. Make sure you follow and subscribe to creativesgrabcoffee.com. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Matt. Welcome to Audio Process. We are a boutique audio company doing location sound, sound design, post-sound, ADR, Foley. We service equipment. We do all your audio needs here in Toronto. We got you covered. Come on down, audioprocess.ca. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and all of the other internet things to creativesgrabcoffee.com. They'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you, and we're all going to have a real good time.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.